Hey guys, welcome to today's episode of Talk Life with Teg. I am the Ego Girl, and today we'll be talking about cancer. Yeah, cancer. The 4th of February is World Cancer Day, so we're joining the World Health Organization in raising awareness about cancer. From 2019 to this year, 2021, the theme for World Cancer Day has been I am and I will. The question is, who are you and what will you do? I am an advocate and I'll raise awareness for cancer. I am powerful and I'll reduce my cancer risk. I am a pace setter and I will spread the word. Who are you and what will you do? Well, let's dive into what we have for today. First of all, what exactly is cancer? We hear about it, it's scary. Somebody gets diagnosed with cancer and the person feels like they have a ticking time bomb on their back. It's a death sentence. But many people don't really know exactly what cancer is. All we know is that it's a scary disease and nobody wants to get it. So what is cancer? Well, basically, cancer occurs when there is a mistake in the replacement process of our body cells. Usually our body cells wear out and die because we're alive and we're working with those cells, so they get tired and they die off. But our body is wired to replace those cells. Now sometimes in the replacement processes there might be a mistake, and of course the body is also wired to get rid of those mistakes. But then sometimes those mistakes are not gotten rid of. Now these abnormal cells, these cells with mistakes in them, can begin to grow uncontrollably, forming a tumor. Now this tumor can be cancerous or not. That is why when a tumor is detected, they have to do a biopsy to determine if it's a cancerous tumor or not. But when it's a cancerous tumor, then that is what we call cancer. So when a faulty cell begins to grow uncontrollably to form a cancerous tumor, that is when we say that someone has cancer, someone is diagnosed with cancer. Now, every cell in the body can develop cancer. Every single cell in the body has the capability of developing cancer. So that means you can have cancer of the skin, cancer of the cornea, in the eye, the blood, the bladder, the bone, the lymph node. Every single cell can develop cancer. But the more common types of cancer that we have are lung cancer, liver cancer, breast cancer, colorectal cancer, which is the one that took away our lovely Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman. May he continue to rest in peace. Our YouTube channel has a tribute video on colorectal cancer. We did an explicit explanation about colorectal cancer as a tribute to Chadwick Boseman, so you can actually check that one out. Then we also have cervical cancer, we have pancreatic cancer, so many cancers that are actually quite common, and then there are lots that are less common. But now let's talk about the risk factors of cancer. What predisposes somebody to developing cancer? Now these things don't mean you will get cancer if you have one or two of these risk factors, but the thing is that they increase your chances of developing cancer. So what are these risk factors? One is older age. Everyone gets older, and the older you get, the less competent your body is in replacing worn-out cells. So there could be more mistakes. A child has a higher chance of replacing their worn-out cells better and more efficiently. But an older person's body is less competent in doing that. So there could be more mistakes in replacing the worn-out cells of an older person than that of a younger person. So old age is a risk factor, but we can't all stop growing old, can we? Now, family history is another risk factor. If you have a family member that have had cancer before, then that it actually is a risk factor. There is the possibility that you or other members of your family could develop cancer. Tobacco use is a serious risk factor for developing cancer. It's linked to liver, lung, kidney, mouth, laryngeal cancer, different kinds of cancer. Obesity, being overweight is another risk factor. It's linked to liver cancer, kidney cancer, gallbladder, breast cancer, colon cancer, different kinds of cancers. Alcohol abuse, overuse of alcohol is another risk factor. There are some specific chemicals too that poses the risk on developing cancer. Now, radiation from the sun or from ultraviolet, like different other lights can actually cause cancer of maybe the skin, or depending on what the focus. Then some viruses actually cause cancer, like human papilloma virus is at the top of the list of causing cervical cancer. Hepatitis B and C so cause liver cancer. So there are some viruses that actually, when someone is infected with these viruses, treatment is very, very important, or there's a risk of developing cancer from these viruses. And some other risk factors that are involved, and these risk factors can actually be linked to causes. You cannot explicitly say this is what causes cancer, but it's a combination of different factors, both environmental and physical and genetic. Combination of these factors are things that lead to cancer. You can't say this leads to cancer and this does not. But some of the things that you can actually point out: poor diets, eating unhealthy meals, eating very fatty meals it's been linked to colon cancer and all those liver cancer and stuff. So eating a poor diet is a problem. It can even lead to obesity, which is a risk factor of cancer. Inactive lifestyle is another that can predispose you or lead to what will lead to cancer. I mean, they're all interconnected in some way. Sexually transmitted diseases like human papilloma virus that I mentioned is an STD, and having that already puts you at risk. And different other sexually transmitted diseases too that can predispose you to developing any kind of cancer actually. Now, how do we prevent cancer? I mean, it's as if everything around us has the capability to cause cancerous growth. So what can we do? Are we helpless against this disease? We are not entirely helpless. We can do something about it. I mean, you've already mentioned that tobacco use predisposes you to getting cancer. Quit. Say no to tobacco. Say no to tobacco. Quit the use of tobacco. That is a way you can prevent it. And last year's World Tobacco Day, 31st May, we made an explicit video about that too, explaining the reasons we should say no to tobacco. You can check out our YouTube channel for that as well. Eating healthily, like I mentioned, a poor diet can lead to what can lead to cancer, or can lead to cancer directly. And physical activity is what we can use to prevent that as well. Keep a healthy weight, make sure that your body is in good shape and it's moving as it should. Quality sleep is needed. Get vaccinated. There are vaccines for human papilloma virus. There is vaccine for hepatitis B virus. So get vaccinated against these viruses that can cause cancer. Practice safe sex. Prevent sexually transmitted diseases. Avoid risky behaviors. Get screened. I mean, you can't live year in, year out without going for medical checkups, because at these checkups and these screenings, things that are unusual can be detected early, and early detection saves lives. So get screened, check out your body every once in a while, make sure that things are the way they're supposed to be. Maintain a healthy weight, drink plenty of water. We have a lot of things that we can do to prevent ourselves from developing cancerous tumors. Then we can watch out. There is a slogan, or we like call it a mnemonics, caution, that we can always pay attention to when we're talking about what are the signs of cancer or how we can prevent developing cancer. C in caution is for change in bowel or bladder habits. If you notice any changes in your bowel movements or your bladder habits, go run a test, get screened, find out what is going on. If it's an infectious disease, you treat it. If it's something else, early detection can help save lives. A in caution stands for a sore that does not heal. You have an injury and it's been months and it's not healing. Something is definitely wrong. Go get yourself checked out. U in caution stands for unusual bleeding or discharge. It could be discharge from the breast, from the vagina, from the anus, just something that is not usual, something that has not been there before. You're bleeding and you're not supposed to be. As a lady, it's not your monthly period and you're bleeding, or you're bleeding longer than you're supposed to be. Get yourself checked out. Something is definitely wrong. Or we find out what is wrong on time, you can start treatment on time, and you will get better in time, or at least to save the life of the person. Then T in caution stands for thickening or lump in breast or elsewhere. If you find a lump in your body, when we're talking about breast cancer, we talk about self-examination. Check out your breast. It's your breast. Check it out. If you find a lump that is not there, or in any other part of your body, go get it checked out. Don't wait around to see if it will clear by itself, and it's not clearing, and you're just sitting because it's not paining you or it's not itching or something, and you think it's normal. It's not. It's unusual. Go get it checked out. Know what it is and deal with it. Then I stands for indigestion or difficulty in swallowing. There is cancer of the esophagus or the larynx, that's a voice box. Cancer of the mouth. If you find out you're having indigestion, that could be colorectal cancer or cancer of the stomach, or any other disease that is not even cancer. Go get yourself checked out and get treated. Then O is for obvious changes. Any other obvious changes in your body, discoloration, a lump like I've mentioned, something that is unusual. Don't just keep watching it grow or keep watching it progress. Then N is for nagging cough or hoarseness. Nobody wants to keep coughing. Even in this time of COVID-19, you don't cough anyhow. So if you notice that you're coughing and it's not clearing, then go run a test. It could be a bacterial infection, it could be viral, it could be anything. It could be a problem, a physical or physiological problem that you need to get treated. So guys, cancer is out there. It's killing a lot of people. Most of them could have been prevented. Most of the deaths could have been prevented with early detection. But because we don't pay attention, we don't pay good enough attention, then these things progress. And by the time it's detected, it's too late to commence treatment, or it's too late to prevent the person from dying. So when you notice the unusual changes in your body, go get yourself checked out. Find out what is wrong, tackle it in time, and let's live healthy and productive lives. Early detection saves lives. So who are you and what will you do? I am powerful and I will reduce my cancer risks. See you again next week. Bye.